the easiest to do of everything that we are going to talk about to some degree, because it's just a matter of clicking buttons, right? Um, this is not talking about to determine what trade you should go in, your entry point. That's more dealing with strategy, and probably will be discussed more with Kirk or Eric or whoever does the live trading sessions. But once you have established that you want to take the trade, once you have identified that this is the pair that you want to take a particular trade in, this is where we're starting from. Okay. Um, so you have to take your trade through MetaTrader 4. And I understand that the Eric, and a lot of times we mark up our charts using trading view. Okay. So when you are on TradingView, there are some brokers that are affiliated with TradingView, and if you pay the whatever it is for that subscription with them, you'll be able to place trades through TradingView. I've never done so, so I'm not familiar with the process, but I know it's possible. But what we do is we use TradingView so that we can mark our charts to determine, are we going to take a trade? This is just excluding when we get the signals through Telegram. And this is also excluding if we get an alert through the indicator. Okay. But this is just in the event that you decided you wanted to take a look at some pairs and mark your chart up to see, would it be worth taking a trade today? So whether you use TradingView to mark up your chart, or you got a signal through the Telegram group, or you received an alert through the indicator itself, you would do your analysis one way or the other, right? Most times, if we get it from the signal group or the indicator, we'll be in MetaTrader 4. And the reason why I say that is because unless it is a call for a 4 hour on a 4 hour chart, you may not have enough time to do the marking up of the chart if you're new at it, because marking the chart is not a simple task. It's not something you just throw some lines on. There is a strategy to it. So you want to make sure that you are proficient in doing it. And if it's going to take you a little bit longer to do, then afford yourself that time, because you got to get as accurate as you can be with your charting skills, right? So you would come to MetaTrader 4 because basically the signal means that whoever sent the signal out, they kind of did the footwork for you. They've done an analysis based on what they saw on their chart, and they had a trade idea and they shared it with us. It's not 100% foolproof. It's not 100% guaranteed that we're going to see that trade go the way it should, or we would like it to. But the thing is that it is a potential trade. So when we get those signals and the indicator alerts, keep that in mind. It is the potential for that trade to go the way we would like it to go. So if you get the signal, then you still need to look at some things on your own as a trader. That's just due diligence that we should exercise, that we are not just going to jump in a trade. You should never, never, never just jump in a trade without doing some type of confirmation. Something has to have told you that this is a good trade for you to take with your account and your money. Okay. I could tell you what I see all day, but I'm risking my money doing it. So before I accept someone else's risk for my money, I'm going to at least have some type of confirmation within myself that I said, you know what? I did do a little analysis and I feel comfortable in agreement with this trade. So now I'm going to take the trade or open a trade. And so here we are. So there would be a couple of ways that you can take a trade. So I have my MetaTrader 4 up on the computer right now. So this is potentially what you would be seeing. I suggest that you take notes if you can, so that you could kind of write things down that you may need to go back and review later on when you're ready to actually start trading or taking a trade, or when it becomes applicable to you, what you got going on. So this toolbar up at the top has a lot of things that you will be using throughout the course of you trading. Here it has new order. The keyboard shortcut is the F keys, which is F9, but you can just come up here and use your mouse and click new order. Okay, so we are on the Euro USD pair, and let's say the signal was called for this pair, and that's why we are here. I'm changing my lot size, which is that the symbol is reflected right here. If you say, oh no, I didn't mean to open Euro USD, I meant to open Euro JPY, you could always use the down arrow right here and select whichever other pair you're looking at. Okay. But if you want to see it from the chart before you begin, then you can use this toolbar to make sure that you have the right chart up so you can do an analysis before you take the trade. And you could use your symbol changer to change over to whichever trade you're actually looking at. Okay. So if it was that you were on the wrong pair, you would simply click on the symbol changer and it will change. It will give you that particular chart that you're looking for, whichever one it may be. All right. So again, you come up here to new order. We are now in the Euro JPY pair. And a couple of things in this particular window will give you the opportunity to do is it allows you to make sure that your lot size is what it's supposed to be, which is right here. Sometimes when you first install Metatrader 4, the lot size is defaulted to 1.00, 1.00. And to those of us who are familiar with the US dollar, that may look like $1. And it's not. That's $10 per pip. So if your account size is not already set to accommodate a $10 pip trade, then you want to make sure you have the right lot size. A good way to judge it is you can calculate maybe 0.01 for every $100 that's in your account. Okay, if you have $500 in account, then you can probably stay in the ranges anywhere between 0.01 to 0.05, depending on how you want to trade. Okay, but you should not want to go beyond that and over leverage your account. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that is what volume is. It's the wording is volume, but it's really your lot size. You'll hear the phrase lot size used a lot more frequently than volume. So make sure that that's the right number that you need it to be based off your account size, especially if you're trading on a live account, okay? But if you're using a demo account, apply the same principles because this is about conditioning and training ourselves to be disciplined as a trader, okay? Contrary to what many people may think, you have to exercise extreme discipline to trade. because there's a lot of things that make us make mistakes or become a good trader. And a lot of it starts in our mental and how we perceive and how we handle things. But we have to be disciplined because to be anything else would mean that you may potentially place your money in a situation to be lost. Okay. So making sure your lot size is what it's supposed to be is a form of discipline. Why do I say that? Because when you have a demo account, some people may, because you have the option to open up your demo account and whatever amount you want, you can specify it yourself without actually putting your money in there. So some people may do a larger amount than what they would originally start a live account with. And there's really nothing wrong with doing that, but when you start gaining profit from trading, your lot size will be bigger. So that means you're going to look to see more money in profit. Okay. So if a pip right now, I have my lot size set to 0.01. That is equivalent to 10 cents a pip. All right. So when my pip counter starts going and it starts counting 20 pips, 30 pips, right? 40 pips, 50 pips, whatever the pip count is, what your lot size is will determine how much money you make from that pip. So I may be 20 pips in profit, but 0.01 means I made $2. 0.10, that is $1 a pip, then that means I made $20. So you can see the difference, how important your lot size would be to determine how much money of profit you made. 20 pips in profit is still a profit. But if you get accustomed to seeing $20, $200, when you open your live account, your mind is going to look for that same thing because that's what it's been conditioned to expect. But you're only getting $2 because your account size is not fit to accommodate what you trained your mind to get used to. And then it might seem like a loss to you when it's not. That was $2 more than you had before you went into that trade. So it's never a loss unless it's a loss. But if our mind is trained to think that I'm not getting as much as everyone else, that everybody else's account is growing more than mine's because they have a bigger lot size, it may cause that person to say, let me risk 10, let me risk $10, let me risk $1, let me risk more than what my account can handle. And that's when we get into over leveraging our account. And that's when people find themselves taking a loss. And so we don't want to do that. We don't want that to be how you start your trading career because it can discourage you. Ask any professional trader how it felt when they blew an account. And when I say blow an account, that means you had money in the account, but because of a trade that you took or because of a mistake that you made, you no longer have money in that account. And it was a live account. That is not a good feeling. It really isn't. It's a lot worse. It's a bad feeling. And every good trader has been there. Every good trader has been there. And so the goal of this group with FX Copy and Paste is to help you not be one of those traders. Learn from our mistakes, learn from what we did or didn't do. And that's why we put this content out there. So lot size is important to people. It should be if it's not, right? So make sure your lot size accommodates the size of your trading account. Next, underneath that, you got your stop loss and you got take profit. Stop loss and take profit. So we hear that throughout the course of receiving these signals, what's your stop loss, set your stop loss, set your take profit. Well, here's where you can do that. Here you'll be able to type in the number if they gave you the number in the signal for your stop loss and the same for your take profit. That's something that you can just type in yourself. All right. Next, I don't do anything with comment. Underneath that, you have market execution. Most of the signals that we receive are at market execution. And that means that you're taking this trade based off the conditions of market right now. So whenever you hit buy or sell, your trade will actually be live. Your trade will go in immediately as soon as you hit that button. That's what market execution is. They have other things called pending orders that we have not really touched on, but to give you an idea of what it is, you're either going to do a stop buy, a sell buy, or stop. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. I'm thinking of stop loss and take profit. I'll get my mind together in a moment. But the pending order means that you want to put an order in now for something that will happen in the future. You want to put an order in now for something that will happen in the future. So either you're predicting that price is going to go past a certain point, a buy stop, a sell stop. If it goes past a certain point, then you want your trade to then you want to actually have the trade placed. So you're placing a pending order. That's the same for a sell stop. If you're predicting the price is going to continue to drop, but you want to be sure, you'll set a pending order for a sell stop. Then we have buy limits and sell limits, which is another form of a pending order. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about it right now because we're not really doing pending orders with the types of signals we receive. Everything is done mostly from market execution. Okay. But that's what market execution is. Whenever you hit sell or buy, you're going to buy at whatever this price is right now. This is price for this pair right now. Okay, so you will determine which one you're going to do. So once you have all of this set up that you're comfortable with, your lot size is what it is, you put your stop loss and take profit in, now you're ready to take a trade. And then you have to just determine whether or not it called for a buy or a sell, a buy or a sell. And so once you're prepared to do that, you click whichever one the trade, the signal called for, and you will be in that trade. Okay. So I am going to, just for training purposes, take a trade on this pair. All right. All right, so my pip counter, which is one of the additional indicators that the group is offered by the group, it starts showing here. Okay, so I realize now that I am down 2 pips. Okay. All right, so that's how you take a trade using the new order tab that's in your toolbar. Any questions on anything I just discussed? Any questions? Check my chat. Cool. All right, another way to take a trade is to use what's called one-click trading. One-click trading. All right. I clicked on my keyboard Control T. No, Alt T. ALT. The button Alt and the letter T as in Tom. And that brought this box up right here. This is a form of one-click trading. And if you were to, basically, you see the word sell here, you see the word buy here, you see the where price is right now, and these two numbers. And this number here in the middle is my lot size. So again, I'm going to make sure that it's set to what I want it to be. All right. And let's say
Simba, what should you be showing? Because
say it again.
I don't know
Simba,
if you.
we don't see it. We don't see the one-click box.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay, hold on. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So this is the box here up at the upper left corner. It's blue right now. And when you have it up, it's going to constantly change from red to blue, red to blue, red to blue. That's just basically every time whatever price action is doing will be reflected. If price is, excuse me, decreasing, it will turn red. If price is going up, it'll turn blue. So don't let the color change distract you as much. But let me see here. This will help. If you hit Alt T, it will show you how to do your one-click trading. If it's your first time doing it, when you click either sell or buy, it's going to pop up a window and it's going to ask like a disclaimer, and you kind of have to accept the terms. So you would just put a check in the checkbox and click OK, and then you will be able to do one-click trading. All right. So one-click trading is basically what it says. You're able, instead of going through all of this in this menu, in this window, basically, if you just come over here and click buy, you may have heard the pop. Every time you click buy, you're in this trade. Okay, so it's just a quicker way for us to get into
I don't
the
see
trade.
anything.
Is anyone else not seeing anything? Who was that just said that? I can't catch your voice.
It's just the chart.
Goldie.
That's it. It's like it's frozen.
Okay, someone just logged off, so it might be a system. All right, anybody see what I just did? If you did see it, please put a 1 in the chat. If you did see what I did, put a 1 in the chat. Does anybody see? I have it pulled up as well on my phone, so I'm looking and I see what you guys see. Thank you, Chris. All right, so I'm gonna hit the button again. I did click buy on this. It's red right now where my mouse is going back and forth at, so you can draw your eye attention to it. All right. Once I hit buy, you may have heard the pop. That's an indication that I am in the trade. All right, so right here, my pip counter has 4 different entries. I'm in this trade 4 times. That's how many times I hit the button. Does everyone see that? Does anybody need me to go over that again? Everyone good? Okay. Perfect. All right. So that is called one-click trading. And so you may say, well, where do I get to put my stop loss and take profit? Well, you are able to modify a trade once it's active, okay? So doing the new order, this will allow you to put it in before you take the trade. But if you decided that you wanted to put your information in after, because you used the one-click trading, or even if you didn't, let's say you put in the trade the other way, but then you decided you wanted to adjust your stop loss and take profit, whatever the reasoning is, the way to do that is you would have to activate your terminal. Again, that's up in this toolbar. My mouse is moving back and forth. The one I'm gonna stop on is, it looks like a white window with a blue strip on the left side, and it's called, when you hover over it, it's called terminal. When you click on terminal, it opened up a window down here at the bottom, okay? You wanna make sure the tab is on trade, which is all the way to the left, right down here. There's different tabs that you could click on, but we wanna be on trade, okay? And the reason why we wanna be on trade is because that will show you your account balance, and it will also show you what active trades you have, okay? So I'm gonna expand this upwards so that you can see better, okay? If I could get my mouse to cooperate. All right. So now you kind of see, these are all the trades that I'm in. All right. I was in 4 trades, and these are the trades. So let's talk about this for a minute. This is your order number, okay, which is information to have, the date and time that you placed the trade. So when you're tracking your trades, if you are the type to keep a trade journal, this is where you would find what time you went and date and time you went in the trade, okay? This is the type of trade you're in, whether it's a sell or a buy will be indicated here. This is your lot size, which also was called volume on that other window we was in. And then this is the pair that you're in, the symbol, okay? If you click any of these labels up here at the top, it will, sometimes it will categorize it in a particular order, but nonetheless, this is where the information is that you can find. This is where you took the trade, at what price you took the trade or you opened the trade in. Here you have S/L and T/P. That's your stop loss and take profit. Now mine is set to 0 because I never put nothing in when I opened the trade. This is where price is right now. Commission is what the broker charges to pretty much make money, but so they can stay in business to keep us an opportunity to trade. And swap. So I'm gonna just briefly touch on that. Swap is a fee that is assessed by the broker. So at 5 p.m. on a normal trading day, so today is Friday, so 5 p.m. we know market closes, right? So if you're in any trades, monitor your trades, and if you can, secure a profit and get out of that trade so you won't be stuck in that trade over the weekend while market is closed. But let's say it was Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday, and after 5, market will continue to be open. There will be a swap fee that they charge. So if you stay in a trade, let's say you got in a trade at 3 o'clock and it was still going in your favor, you stayed in till after 5, they will assess you a swap fee. Now, what the swap fee is or why it's applicable to us, I'm not 100% sure. Never really looked into it. I just knew it was something I had to pay. But each broker may have a different amount that they assess for a swap fee. You know, brokers have their own way of doing things. So, but that's what that would be. That's when you will see an amount in that column from my experience, okay? And last but not least, you have the last column, which is your profit. This is if you know you're in profit or in a loss, right? So right now I'm down a couple of pips, as you can see. You can't see my pip counter because I expanded this window, but once I close it, it will reappear. It just kind of crunched everything up, so it's not showing, but it is still there. But here you can determine how much you are at a loss, and it also breaks it down for each trade, all right? So if you wanted to go in and set your stop loss, you wanted to go in and set your stop loss, or you take profit. Whatever trade that you want to do, because you may be in different pairs. That's possible. You don't always have to have active trades in the same pair. You may have a trade in a different pair. So make sure that you are on the right line for whatever trade you're going to modify. And just double click in that section of stop loss or take profit. Just double click in there. And now it'll open up a window. And it kind of looks like the new order window. But what's different is now you're modifying the order. Here's where it said market execution before, but you're modifying the order. This is where you're able to come back and enter your take profit and stop loss. You would do it right in these two windows that I'm highlighting. All right. That's where you would type in, if the stop loss and take profit was given to you, you would type that number in there. Or if you did your own calculations, yes, I want to have a 40 pip stop loss and a 20 pip take profit, then you would do your own calculations and you would type that number in there. Whichever way you get your number, this is where it goes. If the number is not in agreement with the type of trade you're in, then this button here will always stay gray. If these numbers are in agreement with the type of trade you're in, then it will turn whatever color it needs to be for you to actually modify your trade. So what do I mean by that? Because I'm in a buy, my take profit has to be a higher number than what it's at now. Because a take profit means for a buy, that price is going up. If I put a number that was less than, or I mistakenly put my stop loss in that box, then the program will not allow me to do that because it's not in agreement with the trade. All right. So for a buy, your profit should be a higher number and your take profit should be a lower number. Because in order for me to lose in a buy trade, that means price is decreasing. So you have to make sure that one, you are within the range that you need to be. So I can't, if you can't set a stop loss at a higher number, because the program will not acknowledge that. It knows that it has to be a lesser number because it's a buy trade. Okay. Once I have that identified, then I'll be able to make the modification. So here it has numbers that says copy as. So if you were to hit this number, it will apply whatever numbers in this box into your stop loss. It's kind of giving you a number that would be in agreement with the type of trade that you have. However, that may not be where you want your stop loss to be. So you may still have to adjust that number. Okay. Price is currently at, here it tells you, the gray number is where your entry was. All right. You got these red number and you have this blue number. So that is where price is at. This is where your entry is. So you got to remember that your number has to be higher than your entry as well as where price is if you're going to set a take profit, and lower than those two numbers if you're setting a stop loss. Now it's constantly moving. So if you are going to do a 40 pip, a 30 pip, a 20 pip stop loss, or vice versa for the take profit, you may be calculating on your own. Well, that's how you calculate. If you were to just copy this, it will enter it in there for you because that's an agreement. But again, that might not be where you want to set your stop loss. Price is at 126.299. And if I were to put my take profit there, these two, they're different shades of blue, but they showed the lines to show up as to where it would be as it pertains to price. But this may not be where you want your stop loss and your take profit to be. So make sure that this is correct before you just take and copy whatever they put, right? So for everybody on the call, does everybody know how to count pips? Do you know how to count pips? Do you know how to determine what 40 pips stop loss would be and what a 20 pip take profit would be, or whatever number it is? Does everybody know how to count pips? If you know how to count pips, please put a 2 in the chat. Please put a 2 in the chat before I move forward. If you know how to count pips, put a 2. If you, good, so everybody knows. That's perfect. I'm gonna say everybody. I see 3 people. Let me see what else I got up here. Perfect. All right. So we can move on from there. So we know how to set our stop loss. We know how to set our take profit. We know how to open a trade. And then we know how to modify a trade in the event we needed to adjust it. We also know how to use the one-click trading as far as taking a trade. So the next thing to talk about is closing a trade. When we set our take profits and stop losses, it's under the pretenses that price will reach either one. We want it to reach our take profit, but sometimes it does reach our stop losses. But let's say it reached our take profit and it will close itself. It will close itself out. We will not have to do anything. But let's say it doesn't, or let's say it went to our take profit and passed it, and we were satisfied, so we stayed in the trade. Well, cool. In the event that you have to manually close a trade yourself, this X right next to your profit number is what you would click, and that will close the trade. That will close the trade. All right. So I just closed one of my trades. Notice now I only have 3 active orders. Let me collapse this, and now you only see 3 trades in my pip counter. So that's how you open and close a trade. Any questions about that at all Anything I need to go over again, please let me know. You can unmute or you can put in the chat. Awesome. All right. All right. So does anybody have any concerns or questions about taking the signals or getting the alerts through the indicator? Any questions about that I need to go over? If so, unmute yourself or put in the chat.
Question for you,
Mhm.
Sybil.
Mhm.
So how do I get the signals on my phone? Or can we? Do I have to have the indicator on all the time on my phone, or is there a way that it could pop up on my phone?
All right, so good question. Have you ever okay, I'll just explain the whole process. Basically, what you have to do, number one, obviously you have to have Metatrader4 installed on your phone. You have to have it installed on your phone. The second thing you have to do is connect your phone version of Metaphor to your computer version of Metaphor. And there's a way to do that, and I'll review that in 1 second. Then you'll have to keep your computer on because it'll give the signals. But once you've made the connection with your mobile app and the computer app, anything that happens as far as an alert, if you have it set to notify you on your mobile device, you will then receive it through the app. So every time I get a signal, as long as my indicator and my Metatrader4 is up, whenever a signal comes on it, I get a notification through my Metaphor app. It'll vibrate and say, hey, this is a signal that was called. It'll have a message to it. And then I'll know to either, look at it or go to my computer. Okay. So number one, you would have to download the app on your phone, on your mobile device, whether it's a tablet, for whatever mobile device it is. Then you'll have to log into that account with the mobile app. So are you logged into your mobile app with the account that you're using, the indicator on?
When you say log into the mobile app, do you mean to just call it up on my phone?
Yes, but and have it and be logged into where if you wanted to trade through your phone, you could.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, let me show
you.
you.
Kind of confused. Yeah.
You could. All right, let me show you. Okay, so this is my mobile app of Metatrader4. Have you seen this?
Oh, I've got that. Yeah, I've got that on my
cool.
phone. Okay, good.
All right. All right. So if you are logged in, what I did was in the upper left corner next to the blue icon, there's 3 lines. I tapped those 3 lines and it expanded this window.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. So up at the top, you see my name and then you see my account number.
Right.
If that account number is there and it matches the account number that the indicator is working on, then I'm logged into the right account. And people may have multiple accounts. That's why I'm saying it that way. So if that number matches the account number that you have, that was one of the alerts I just got from another program I have. But that's what it looks like across the top. Now I'm getting alerts from the indicator that I'm using to my phone through the app. But anyway, you need to be logged in, and the way you know you're logged in is that it will show that number right there next to your name, under your name.
Got it. Okay. So once that number is up, then it will automatically link in?
No. So now you have another step. that you have to do. And I have to, all right, so now you have to go into settings. So in the same menu, further down at the bottom, about third from the bottom, it says settings.
Mm-hmm.
You click settings, and when you click settings, it will open up a different window. And here it shows you your Meta Quotes ID. All I did was tap it under messages. It says Meta Quotes ID. When I tapped it, it kind of enlarges it for me. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my ID for my app, F2602012. All right. So that's the number you want to write down, that those letters and numbers, you want to write that down, because now this is what you're going to have to take and put into your computer version of Metatrader4 to connect it. It needs this number. All right.
Okay, so that number is automatically assigned to my phone. Take that
Yes.
number.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
All right. So once you have that, now I'm going to go back to the computer version of Metatrader4. So I can put that number that I received from my phone into Metatrader4. And how you do that now, you would come here, click on Tools, go to Options. All right. Close Windows. And here you see the word Notifications. There's several tabs up here, different things. But where you want to be is Notifications. You want to enable push notifications. I set it to notify trade transactions. So every time I close, open a trade, it alerts me, but that's not mandatory. But the push notifications is what allows it to send to your phone. And that Meta ID quote, the Meta quote ID will be typed in here. Okay,
Awesome.
typed in here. You can run a test. When I do that, it just alerted on my phone to let me know it's working. Once I'm done, I click OK, and now these alerts that are popping up here will be sent to my phone.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Closing out these trades.
I'm gonna go try that now.
Okay,
I'll come back.
Cool.
Okay.
Great question.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions that I can go over regarding anything I discussed? Is there anything else that okay, I hear someone.
Hey, Sybil, it's Tila. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm just mostly listening. I'm on a deadline. I'm listening more than watching. So I have a million questions, but I'll continue to come to your classes so I can learn more.
Okay.
And there'll be days when I can actually dial in, but I'm just listening right now.
Okay. So
Mhm.
I am recording, and I will have this uploaded to YouTube, and I'm not sure if Kirk will put it on the site. He may or he may not, but if not, then I could just send you the link so you can go back and visually look at it.
Very good. Yeah, you can send it to me through Telegram. And
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
I sure will. I gotta upload 2 of them today. I forgot to do it yesterday. So yes, this will be uploaded, and I will gladly share the link. I will definitely try to do that today before I go to work. All right. Well, we don't have any questions that I could think about from anyone about the taking of the signals. So that's a good thing. That means that you guys should be taking signals and experiencing a profit from said signals, which is very, very good. If there aren't any more questions and there isn't anything else that I can touch on, then that completes everything that I wanted to discuss today.
Awesome. Thank you, Sybil. I will just wait for that and then rewatch it to do that on my phone. So if you wouldn't mind, just pop it into my Telegram.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just rewatch it and do that to my phone. Thank you so much.
You are so very welcome. It was my pleasure.
Have a great weekend.
You do the same. All right, guys. Well, if there isn't any more questions, then that does conclude what we had to talk about today. And I'm grateful that you guys were able to join. Is there another question? Comment? Anything? Okay.
Hey, Sybil.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is Patrick. You can text me my link instead of putting it in a Telegram.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Will do. Thank you for joining us. I know you had to work today. I was surprised to see
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I could only listen.
I got you.
I was cutting hair while.
I got you. I figured so when I didn't hear you yesterday. He's tuning in, but he's at work. So I'll send you the
Yeah.
link from yesterday and today. I am gonna upload both of them shortly.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. All right, guys. Well, if we don't have anything else, again, that will conclude what we went over today. I am going to upload this. Hopefully, it'll be something you could go back
All right.
and check on.
Okay, so you got all the instructions. Just keep your cap on.
And we will resume next Wednesday. It's Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays that we have this training 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully, guys, even if you are trying to share this opportunity with other people, I have absolutely no problems if you want to have someone join you, and so they can see that they're not just going to be presented with opportunity without the intricate details being shared with them on how to be successful in this field. So I don't mind if someone else is wanting to bring someone and let them see what you're learning. Because a lot of times it's difficult to explain something new to someone who has no idea what we're doing. Okay, so um, feel free to extend the invitation to people. And if they have any questions about what you're getting into, how you're learning how to change your financial situation, it would definitely be a blessing to them as well. Any opportunity to increase or improve our lifestyle or the way we live in is always a blessing. Okay, so I'm always looking to help someone. But yes, I don't have any objections if you do decide you want to invite someone. Um, if you do though, just let me know that we do have a guest on the line so that I can address them and just kind of if they have any questions or whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10 they won't because they're unfamiliar with whatever it is. But if it is a question you'd like me to answer for you, let me know, okay? But again, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We should be back on Zoom. If I log on and I don't see many people logging in, which is fine, that doesn't offend me. That means people have evolved from beginners. That's the point. You guys are not supposed to stay here forever. So it's exciting to me that I don't see anyone because then that means, you know what? You guys have evolved and you are into doing more than just the basics. But if you need a refresher, you're always welcome to come back. I would love to see you. All right. So in the event I do log on at a certain time, if I don't see anyone by 5 after, usually I'm gonna not stay there and I'm going to close out the Zoom. If you find yourself getting on late and it's still within the time frame that we have set, then just shoot me a message on Telegram, or if you have my phone number, and I will jump back on. But from 8 to 8:05, I will leave it open. If anyone joins, I'll stay. If not, then I will wait till the next session, okay? Because then that means that we're good, and I'm good if you're good. So if there's nothing else, guys, I'm going to conclude today's session. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and stay tuned for the uploaded video once it finishes converting.